Welcome back to another episode of I Wish They'd Stop Showing This Shit at 6 p.m. now. That is when the bugs are at their loudest.
That's good, like the background noise. It's a little ambiance.
Yeah, we got the, I guess, like, air conditioning thing, whatever, on my house. Maybe I should see what that noise is. It's fine. Lloyd will take care of it.
What's that ticking noise?
I taught Lloyd where everything is at. He can handle the place just fine. So yeah, we're actually here at my place because there's enough time between this movie and Jason Bourne. And I forgot to give a charge to my camera, so I'm like, okay, I'll just throw it on the charger and just come back here and shoot this after Bad Moms. So I guess kids movies and mom movies.
I get. This wasn't like a stupid pandering mom movie, though. There was some bits that were a little bit, but for the most part, like, until it got to when they first started being the bad moms, when they did that grocery store scene, I was like, I don't know, okay, maybe a chuckle or two. But once it got to that, I'm like, okay, I was genuinely laughing really hard at that.
That was the funniest scene in the movie.
Yeah.
This movie to me, I actually did like, I enjoyed this movie. Like, I'm not the target audience for this movie. Not at all.
I don't think either of us are, really.
The target, like, I can say first off that, like, the audience that this movie is geared to, which obviously moms, are really gonna like this movie. It seemed that way with the audience in the theater. But even if you're not necessarily in the demographic for this film, I did enjoy myself at this. Yeah,
it was fun. And you were saying this before, and I was thinking the exact same thing in the theater. This was what Sisters would have been if they had stuck to the script and not gone on for fucking ages.
Yeah, if they didn't let them ad-lib every other fucking thing and do their line-orama every 5 goddamn minutes in Sisters that made it an over 2-hour fucking movie.
But, I mean, like, there is the mom element that is different, but it is a really similar plot. Like, it felt like it did feel like Sisters the Good version.
Honestly, yeah.
You know,
also,
you got, like, the stuck-up woman who's, like, who is the enemy in it. You've got, like, the party that everyone doesn't go to, but then ends up coming to later.
Yeah.
And they got, like, mom's partying and getting drunk, and it's supposed to be funny because they're not typically the people who would do that, and a lot of it is very similar to that, but it was like totally a different experience than Sisters.
It's also a similar experience in some ways to The Boss, the Melissa McCarthy movie that was just out that also had Kristen Bell in it, who's a similar character, kinda, like, or maybe closer to, like, the Mila Kunis character, but also, like, still that same villain in that, the stuck-up mom. Even she's in this movie. She was the woman who was with Christina Applegate who wasn't Jada Pinkett. Like, she was, like, the Christina Applegate type character in The Boss. Like, same fucking character. And also a way better version of, like, Mom's Night Out. Like, I was telling you about that nightmare earlier. If you took out all of the... if you just set the script of Mom's Night Out, that offensive piece of garbage, on fire and said, no, you're fired, and then hired somebody else, here you go, this is better.
When it opened up, when the movie first started, that was such a fake-ass model for that town. Like, it's like panning over, like, hi, my name's Blee, and this is... I was just thinking, like, nice fucking model.
It's the opening credits of Beetlejuice.
It's the opening credits of Beetlejuice. And then, like, this is... Okay. Until it got to that grocery scene, my biggest complaint was... And it still sort of holds true, but they sort of made up for it. It doesn't appear to be in any sort of world that we live in the sense that it's like, this is the perfect town, and then, like, she goes to a store and there's, like, a cardboard cutout of some cleaning lady. I'm like, what store have you ever been to that has a cardboard cutout standee for like...
I've seen that.
Okay, well, I haven't.
You're not going to the right stores.
I haven't.
Sometimes you just gotta punch one of those things.
I've seen ones where it's like, you know, Hostess Donuts or something, but never like a person. Like they're advertising with like a cutout of a person.
I've seen that.
There was no product on it. It was just a cleaning lady.
Yeah, whenever I've seen that, it's advertising some product, but
yeah, there was no product on that lady though. It was just like a lady with some gloves and some cleaning stuff.
Like it kind of made up for it in some areas, because like
the fact that this is also a middle school and all of this stuff at the PTA is going on, I'm like, no school has ever been like that with like a middle school PTA.
That I couldn't tell you.
Like everything looks so expensive. It's like you would never do that for a public school. That would never happen.
Yeah, I mean, I guess it sort of explained a little bit of that in that Christina Applegate's apparently a billionaire. But, like, it had fun with a lot of stuff like that. Because, like, the grocery store scene was really funny, but in my head, I was like, they would so get, like, arrested. But, like, then that does kind of turn into a joke. Because, like, the security guy starts chasing them, and then Kathryn Hahn, who's the best part of this movie, Kathryn Hahn just starts running after him and scares the security guard. So it's like...
That was the first real laugh out loud for me, yeah.
Before then, a problem I was having with it was every character kind of talked the same in that, okay, this is an R-rated comedy. It's raunchy. It's got raunchy dialogue. And fine. But there are characters in it who seem to kind of just randomly drop the F-bomb when it doesn't seem like that would be in their character. Like, the really stuck-up moms, like, just standing in front of the school, like, doing their PTA stuff, and dropping F-bombs like Kathryn Hahn's character would. That makes sense from Kathryn Hahn. It makes sense from Mila Kunis. Some of the other characters,
it was
not
a little samey.
Really, like, but I kind of got used to it as the movie went on, but that was a thought that I kind of had through my head towards the beginning of it. Like, yeah, it's R-rated, and that's cool. Like, fine, this movie totally should be an R-rated comedy. But yeah, not every character has to talk like they're, you know, the raunchy one.
Yeah, well, and so something that bothered me in the beginning, too, is like, it was heavily depending on sex jokes. And mostly those, where through the rest of the movie, they started, like, branching off more. Yeah. Because it's not that some of the sex jokes weren't funny. It's just, I'm so sick of comedies that just think sex and drugs are the only jokes you can make. And when they started going into, like, other stuff, that was great. Like, I loved... the stupid kid, the Kathryn Hahn's character. He shows up really late. Yeah, you're gonna eat that butter. Like, he shows up really late in the movie, but it was really funny.
Yeah, I just loved Kathryn Hahn in this movie.
She was great, yeah.
Because Kathryn Hahn really, her character is like a sex and drugs character. Yeah. But Kathryn Hahn is amazingly talented.
Well, it was really funny when she did it because not everyone was doing the sex jokes anymore. Because in the beginning, everyone was doing that. Even like the PTA moms, they're like, yeah, I'd let him do it to me in the butt and stuff like that. Where it's like, okay, but why is everyone just depending on the sex jokes?
No, I totally agree with that. Yeah, once Kathryn Hahn comes into the movie, most of that type of joke rests on her, which makes sense. That's totally the kind of
when it was that character.
Yeah, it makes sense that this character would be doing this. Yeah. Like, this character is kind of the, you know, the booger from Revenge of the Nerds of the movie. Like, she is absolutely amazing in this film.
She's a bad mom from the beginning. Like, the other ones have a turning point where they're like, let's stop being perfect moms and be bad moms. She was always a bad mom.
To tell you the truth, like, they throw around the phrase bad moms a lot in this movie, and hell, that's, you know, the title of the film. They're really not. They're just, like, normal.
Her kids are fucking assholes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, when her daughter's like, you're being selfish, it's like, not really. Like, they're mad at her for, like, having her own life. And there's certain things where it's like, okay, that was irresponsible. Like, when they're in the grocery store making, like, mixers in the milk jug and things like that. You know, it's okay. There's stuff like that. But stuff like having them be responsible for their own homework or make their own breakfast, like making some cereal, you know, it's not like she leaves them with nothing and shit like that. And they're like, oh, you're so selfish. No, get a fucking life, kids. Like, leave your mom alone.
Oh, yeah, totally. Like, they're just... Basically, this movie comes down to, like, old school moms, like my mom. A lot of, like, between Kathryn Hahn, Mila Kunis, and Kristen Bell, like, there were elements of a lot of them that reminded me of how I was raised, which was kind of awesome. So it's sort of like old school moms versus, like, the modern day, like, nanny state, like, really overprotective, like the type of person that Christina Applegate's character is basically satirizing in this film.
Yeah.
I liked that. I liked seeing, like, basically, like, an 80s parent versus a modern day kind of parent. So I enjoyed that about the movie. I think my mom would really like this movie. My mom loves Kathryn Hahn, so right away, like, she'll really like this movie.
It was really cute and funny at the end when they had the actresses' moms come in.
Yeah, that was
stories.
funny.
Like, it felt like a genuine thing, and not just, you know, like something like Mother's Day, where it's like, take your moms to see this Pilates and yogurt.
No, okay, this movie is so much better than... This movie is so much better than Mother's Day. This movie was better than I thought it was going to be. This movie was honestly better than the trailer than the trailer seemed to me.
I thought it would be kind of on par with, like, the Neighbors movies, but I thought it was better than those, honestly.
For me, it was about on par with at least Neighbors 2. I enjoyed both of those.
I laughed more at this than those ones, I think.
I think I probably laughed about equal amounts between this and Neighbors 2. Neighbors 1, I think I kind of need to see again. Maybe I won't be as grumpy at it the second time I see it. But I did also like how a lot of the conflicts in this movie end on a fairly semi kind of realistic note. Like, between Mila Kunis and her husband, who's Sam from New Girl, like, he's douchey throughout most of the movie, but then their conclusion towards the end of it is really kind of humanized. Like,
yeah.
It actually...
He starts off kind of like a cartoon character, and then they sort of, like, make him a little better.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't really have, like, an arc, and he's still an asshole, but it's sort of like... They tone it down a little bit to be like, okay, he is still their dad, and he would take care of the kids.
Yeah.
He's an idiot.
Like, okay, it actually shows this guy has a couple good qualities about him. Like, it does, and it does the same thing to Christina Applegate, who throughout most of the movie really kind of is the stock villain you see in a movie like this, whether it's like the boss or bad teacher with Lucy Punch's character. Like, hell, like, Christina Applegate gets so cartoonishly evil in this film that she frames Mila Kunis's daughter by putting drugs in her locker. But then it ends with them actually having, like, kind of a legit conversation with each other, and it even humanizes this cartoon villain.
I was laughing. I knew it wasn't going to happen, but I thought it would have been funny if after the PTA meeting where Mila Kunis shows up, and then everyone's, like, standing up and saying how bad they are as moms, and then applauding her, and you know she's going to win. If, like, Christina Applegate's character just, like, pulled out a gun, like, all right, I'm gonna win this PTA meeting. Nobody fucking moved. Like, out of fucking nowhere. I was laughing thinking about that.
Or
just all of a sudden it turns into, like, the ending of Billy Madison.
Oh yeah. Or it just gets really dark, like the Simpsons episode where Santa's little helper had a girlfriend and gave birth to, like, 101. greyhounds, and then Homer decides to give them away, and he lets Mr. Burns have them, and at the end they all become like millionaire racer dogs, and the announcer's like, oh, I'll bet whoever gave those dogs sorry.
Oh no, something flew at me.
I thought I spit on you for a sec.
No, something like flew at my mouth, but I don't think it was you.
They're like, oh, I bet whoever gave those dogs away is kicking themselves now. And it cuts this like ominous music and just shows the basement and Homer's dangling legs like, and Marge comes in, Homer, no! It pans up and he's holding on to the top and he's batting the light bulb going, Marge, you know batting around this light bulb is the only thing that cheers me up after giving away those $1 million dogs.
And then Christina Applegate shows up with a gun.
No, just like, wow, I did not see that coming. No, like you expect like that this is gonna end with like, okay, like Mila Kunis is maybe gonna shove a pie in her face and then she falls in the swimming pool.
Yeah, you don't really expect the turnaround there.
Yeah.
You expect her to be like, hey, look, she framed my daughter, let's do something about that, but they don't.
Yeah.
And then they all go off on a jet together.
Right on.
They're like, let's just end it with they go on a jet together.
Yeah, sure. Why not? This is already a universe where a character can get Martha Stewart to show up at their party.
That was funny.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
You know, like, they have this whole arc in the movie, how she's like, I'm sorry for how I acted, and I was selfish, I'm gonna make it up, and I won't, you know, like, moms aren't perfect and things like that. But it also is kind of contradictory in that everything turned out great in the end. All of these behaviors completely rewarded. Everyone had a great ending.
Yeah.
For just not giving a fuck.
Like, yeah, I mean, I by the end of it, the message really was just lighten up. Lighten
up, no one's perfect. Yeah, which was fine. But it was still funny that they're like, oh, she's got to like apologize for it and like make up for that, even though all of it worked out for the best.
Sorry, I framed your daughter.
Sorry, yeah. I did like the principal, like, oh, she rolls a tight joint.
I did like the, oh, yeah, he was great. Dude's the dude from The Wire. Like, he had one of the only genuine reactions in the film when they're giving, I don't know if you saw this, but it made me chuckle when Mila Kunis is giving her speech at the end of the PTA, and she drops like one or two F-bombs, and like one of them that she did, you see the principal behind her just...
Oh, well. I was wondering if Christina Applegate, she was head of the PTA for 6 years.
Yeah.
So... does she have kids at this school?
It never shows them, does it?
Like, but if it was 6 years, like, how long are her kids at the school? Or did she have, like,
well,
just, I guess if she had, you know, a couple that were spread out a little.
Yeah.
But they never show her kids.
She is that powerful. Or maybe she's like that one lady who was in the audience when they're all standing up and saying different imperfect things. One lady stands up like, I don't actually have kids. I'm just here because I'm really lonely.
Everyone's like... yeah,
that's disturbing.
The reaction faces were pretty funny.
Yeah. And they really, like, throughout a middle portion of this movie, I was like, are they going to address the fact that it appears that Kristen Bell is in an abusive relationship?
Yeah! And they just, like, it's just switched around by the end, but it's like, that was actually, like... I don't know about this.
Yeah, I was getting really nervous. Like, Kathryn...
That's your job, you get here right now.
Yeah, fuck you. And then that's the end of that. Like, I kind of think this couple needs to be divorced, too. Like, Kathryn Hahn straight up calls him Ike Turner in one scene. You don't call somebody Ike Turner unless there's something really abusive-y going on.
Well, she was running off, like, shaking and like, it is my job to take this money, bye.
Yeah.
Like, and then they even acknowledge it. They're like, oh, that was really disturbing. Anyway, cut.
Yeah.
So they're really not going to do anything about this, are they?
Yeah. Well, they, at the end, yeah, now, you know, she put the guy in his place and now she's ordering him around, so the roles are just reversed. So I guess they've worked things out.
I don't know about that, but all right.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I guess it worked out for the better. Was that the writers going like, well, I guess we can't make both characters end up getting divorced by the end of the movie? Like, you know what? Maybe you should. Like, seriously. No, I would recommend, like, I don't know, if you catch a matinee screening on it, I could recommend it as that. Like, if you're the target audience for this movie, which is moms, especially in the age group of the characters in this film, you'll really like this movie. Like, you'll get a lot out of it. For anybody else, I would say, like, at the most, like, it'd be worth, like, a matinee screening for it. Or if you want to catch it at home, it's also a good movie to watch, like, on a Friday night and kick back and laugh. It's way better than any movie that I could compare this to. Like what we mentioned earlier, it's way fucking better than The Boss. Way goddamn better than Sisters. It was tighter. It didn't depend on Linerama, and it didn't just depend on sex, drug, and party jokes.
Yeah,
which was nice. Like, there was some in it, but they knew when to stop. Like, there's the party scene, and it's funny because it doesn't last half my life.
Yeah.
So
I had hair before Sisters started. That is how much that fucking movie aged me. Any other final thoughts on it?
Yeah, I would say, like, it was worth the watch. I don't know if I'd, like, rush out to the theater to see it.
Nah.
But, like, if you think it looks interesting, you'll laugh at it. You could definitely rent it, and I think it'd be worth it.
If you're a Kathryn Hahn fan, totally. She easily steals this movie. So, yeah, better than I thought it was going to be. Now to go see Jason Bourne, which I'm sure is the exact same film. See ya.